What it do, bedtime crew? Hey man, what's up with you today, bruh? How you doing, my man? What's up? Yo, let me ask you a question, bro. Let me ask 1-to-1 right here. Let me ask you a question right now. Who you got for this weekend, man? Who you got, Volker or Rodriguez? Who you got? Go no, go ahead, go ahead. Tell me. It doesn't matter who you have this weekend, all right? Get rocked, bro. Get absolutely Dwayne Johnson, buddy. Listen, I'm giving you the script, the predictions for UFC 290 in my next video. Subscribe right now if you're not subscribed, bro, because you're going to get the best predictor on YouTube telling you everything that will happen at UFC 290. I am the GOAT predictor, all right? I haven't done prediction videos in a while. I understand that. Okay, and I haven't done matchmaking videos in a while either, and that's why I'm here today with some more matchmaking, a bit of predicting, a bit of UFC 290 all rolled into one. And I'm going to be predicting next year's International Fight Week. I already know what's going to happen this weekend, bro. You know, I know Robert Whittaker's going to get fraud checked by Dricus du Plessis. I already know Tresean Gore is going to submit Bo Nickal, you know, and the main event is going to be what it's going to be, bro. I'm going to drop my prediction on that officially in my next video. So please stay tuned for that. But listen, boys, I'm giving you my predictions for July next year, July 2024. All right, bedtime's gonna be knocking on the door of the of the UFC, bro. All right, but beyond that, listen, it's gonna come up. It's gonna come sooner than later, bro. Pause. All right, you're not gonna be ready for it. And when it gets here, we're gonna look back on this video right here. This is like a time. This is like the Nickelodeon time capsule, bro. Okay. So listen, I'm thinking this is gonna be what, UFC 302. Is that what it's gonna be? 302. It's gonna be in July or some shit. I don't even know when this card is gonna be. It's gonna be in July, obviously, but I don't know what number this is gonna be. But yeah, dude, there's a lot of question marks going forward in the UFC, but there is a way to kind of narrow this card down. So number one, we know Conor McGregor is probably going to be at UFC 300, so he's probably not going to be on this card. That's number one. McGregor's probably going to fight UFC 300, right? Islam Makhachev and anyone in that lightweight title picture, they're probably not going to be on this card because they usually fight in Abu Dhabi, you know, at the end of the year, and very early in the year, right? So that's kind of out of the or MSG, right? They're not usually fighting in July, so that's another one we can kind of rule out of here, right? The rest of this, I feel these are quite solid predictions. First off, first thing that I'm very confident in predicting, I'm going to give you guys a couple of fights that I think might actually happen specifically, and then I'll talk about a couple other things I think might happen. So opening up this card, I think one way or another, Bo Nickal will be on this card. I feel that's quite a safe prediction. All right, so I've thrown together a random matchup that I think could happen next year. I could see Abus Magomedov fighting Bo Nickal. I really can see that happening at some point. It makes a lot of sense. They just put Abus in as a main eventer, even though he lost to Sean Strickland. You know, here's the fucking thing, dude. Here's the fucking thing about fucking Abus, dude. I don't give a fuck, bro. You know what I mean? So he's got that shine from our boy Sean, right? So he's got a bit of a name now, a bit of a fraud exposed. He's gonna have to build himself back up. I can see him fighting again this year, before the year is done, and then maybe next year, International Fight Week, he comes back and he fights Bo Nickal, and the winner of this moves on to the top 15 or the top 10, right? Because they clearly want to do something with this guy. He looks like LaMelo Ball if he was like, if like life didn't turn out good for him. You know what I'm saying? He looks like evil LaMelo Ball. Like if you're an NBA head, you know I'm like dead set about that, bro. But yeah, dude, I think this would be actually a pretty intriguing matchup. You know, Magomedov, very like hit or miss, very powerful though, very high, like high power, high speed, especially early on, which is when Bo Nickal seems to be the most kind of fidgety and the most, I guess, uncomfortable in a fight. He seems very like on the feet, like that starting out process. He's very, very awkward then. So, crazy fight in my opinion. Very high likelihood of happening in my opinion as well. So that's my first fight that I think is going to happen. All right. Now for the second fight, I don't really know. I don't have one here, to be honest. I think there's a lot of options. I can see the UFC putting Ian Gary on there, right? I don't know where he's going to be in a year's time. He could easily be fighting for the belt, realistically, if they push him quick enough. Or he could be fighting, you know, not Gil Burns, like a Jack Della Maddalena in a title elimination bout, right? I don't know. He could be on this card. JDM could be on this card. I don't think Shavkat will be on this card. And I don't think that... Who's another, like, a huge UFC hype train? I don't know. There's a lot of guys that you could put in that second fight, right? I think Raul Rosas Jr. will be on this card. I think Cameron Simon will be on this card. I think, the staples of International Fight Week at this point, Raul Rosas Jr., Bo Nickal will both be on this card. Maybe Raul Rosas Jr. gets to fight somebody cool like Cody Garbrandt. He'd probably be on this card too, right? Whatever you think that second fight will be, I'm predicting it will be a ranked fight in the top 10. Maybe lightweight or featherweight. That's my prediction. That's usually what the second fight is, okay? Now we move on to the triple header. Now, these are fights that I'm confident could actually happen a year from now at UFC 65 or some shit. I don't know. All right, next International Fight Week, I think these fights could happen. Number one, feature fight. Alexa Grasso. Damn. That's crazy, bro. She already told me about this fight. She said this fight's happening next year. She gave me front row tickets to that shit, man. Yeah, she sent those through via the DMs. So I'm really hyped for this fight. I do think, genuinely though, all jokes aside, this fight is likely to end up happening at some point, because the more I think about Shevchenko versus Grasso 2, which just got announced for September, I believe, I think Grasso is going to win, bro. I think Grasso is going to win. That's my first kind of bold prediction of this video. I think Alexa Grasso is going to beat Valentina Shevchenko, and Shevchenko is going to either retire or just move up a weight class maybe and get the bantamweight strap, to be honest. She's fucking old, bro. She is old, dude. She is really, really old, bro. And I know that Holly Holm is old. I know that even to an extent Juliana Pena is quite old. But in these lower weight classes, like, I just think of Henry Cejudo and the fact that he didn't win the belt back. Dominic Cruz, all these older guys, they really just can't hang at these lower weight classes. And with these women as well, I feel like one of the biggest attributes that a lot of them have is their speed and their athleticism. Because it's obviously not the full technique the way that it is at like a lightweight, you know what I'm saying? Or, an even higher skill division, like a middleweight, with guys like Dricus du Plessis rolling around. Yo, hold on. Off topic. I kind of like Dricus du Plessis now. Guys, I kind of like fucking du Plessis now. I didn't mean it like that. Oh my god. But I kind of like the dude now. He's pretty cool. I like the way he rolls, man. I think he's pretty cool dude. I think he's a cool dude. I'd definitely go on. I like him. Jesus Christ. I like him, dude. He's cool. Drix du Plessis is cool. All right, but listen, I think this has a very high likelihood of happening next year. I know Blanchfield is what the UFC wants, and I think in the meantime, two things will happen. Grasso will beat Valentina Shevchenko by decision. That's one. Number two, Blanchfield will fight either Fiora Namajunas winner or the Tyler Santos. Is Blanchfield fighting Tyler Santos? If she is, she's going to beat Tyler Santos, and then she'll probably fight the winner of Fiora Namajunas and then fight fucking Grasso and win the belt, in my opinion. So I think this fight has a very high likelihood of happening next year, and they're going to put this on a big card. We're not going to get the fight nights every time. I think it's a great idea that she's fighting Shevchenko in a fight night, but this is a great idea. All right, moving on. Okay, co-main event. There's kind of like the four pillars that UFC relies on right now. McGregor, and I think I've got three of those guys now two of those guys, because McGregor and Jones are kind of their two guys. I think Jones is going to be retired next year, and I think McGregor's fighting on UFC 300. So that leaves the two pillars left. All right, number one, Sean O'Malley. I think Sean O'Malley's going to be champ, bro. I think Sean O'Malley's going to be the fucking bantamweight champion. Either he beats Aljo by robbery decision, mark that down. That's going to happen at 292, and then he doesn't fight until next year. Or Aljo beats him, moves up, and O'Malley fights somebody else for the vacant belt and wins that shit. Or Merab wins the vacant belt, wins that shit, and then O'Malley beats Chito Vera. He comes up, and then it's the other way around. So Merab would be the champ, then O'Malley's fighting for the belt. I think there's a high likelihood this fight happens next year, International Fight Week. I really, really do, bro. Because, like I just said, either Sean is the champ, he beats Aljo, and then he fights Merab next when he comes back from his injury around this time on a big card. Or Sean loses to Aljo, Merab wins the vacant belt, Sean gets an easy free win against Cheeto, then he gets a title shot over Corey Sandhagen or Umar Nurmagomedov. I can see it. Can you not see this shit fucking happening, bro? Come on, bro. Tell me I'm fucking wrong, dude. Tell me I'm wrong right now. Scroll up from the comments. Don't actually tell me right now. Look at this fucking video, dude. All right, listen. I think that's a very high like. I'm very, very confident this will happen next year. Okay? Main event. The last pillar that the UFC loves, dude. Their boy. right? They love McGregor, they love Jones, they love O'Malley. This guy is their guy right now because the rest of those guys are either not champions yet or will never be champion again in McGregor's case or will be in jail. I mean, retired soon, okay? This guy is their savior. This guy is their king. We're going to get Adesanya versus Chimaev, dude. I know this fight will fucking happen next year, July. I know this shit's going to happen, dude. Because they always alternate. It's Volk, Izzy running these international fight weeks. And I like it, man. It's cool. You know, we've built up Volk. I really like that Volk is like a mainstream guy now. Like, Volk is fucking cool. I'm glad to see that happening for him. Because I remember when he was coming up and I was picking him against Aldo and fucking Mendez and Holloway and shit. Nobody gave a fuck about him, and now he's the top guy. Now there's all these fucking people all over the world that swear they've been Volk fans since day one. You know what I mean? And you can't say he lost a fight to Islam because now you're not a Volk fan. You know what I mean? So I'm glad to see him get his flowers, but he's probably not going to headline this shit. I think he's going to fight. He's going to be dealing with bigger fights on different cards against Aljo or Islam or Charles. I think that's his future next year, and I don't know if that'll be International Fight Week. That sounds more likely to happen in a Abu Dhabi, you know, in a Texas or some shit, or on like a December pay-per-view or so, I don't know, some shit like that. You get what I'm saying, right? But the main event next July, I have confidence that it will be Adesanya versus Chimaev. I think Adesanya will fight Sean Strickland or Dricus du Plessis in September this year, all right? And then he's gone until July, and he comes back, and it's Chimaev who just beat somebody else in his return at Abu Dhabi, because I think they're going to announce that soon. I think they're going to announce a Chimaev comeback soon. And if he wins that fight, he's getting a title shot. I don't give a fuck. He's getting a title shot, bro. All right. So this is my prediction for International Fight Week. Let me know what you think is going to happen next year down below. If you think this is a good idea, make sure you drop a like, man. Make sure you subscribe because, like I said, I'm going to put you guys onto the truth about UFC 290 in my next video. Leading into the pay-per-view, I'm going to give you my predictions for the full card because I'm back. The GOAT, the king is back. Surprise, surprise, motherfuckers. The king is back, yeah? Trust me, mate. Yeah, trust me. The king is back. So, I'm going to give you my full card prediction. I'm going to let you guys know what's really up with that shit, bro. So, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe. And go follow me on Instagram because I did an actual face reveal. So, go check my reels. It's on my reels. It's my body. I did a body reveal. I don't know. That sounds fucking weird. See you in the next video, boys. Goodbye.